Hello, today we are out at a special spot here. We're in a secret spot and I'm out with a special guest today and we're going to be looking for stuff like chert, rhyolite, maybe amethyst if we're lucky. What else is there? There's some fossil coral and stuff. There's rose quartz. There's heaps of stuff. There's even serpentine here. So yeah, let's see if we can find any of that stuff. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be a good day out. Yeah, look at this. Just found.
Got a little bit of asbestos in it.
Yeah. Massive chunk of serpentine here. Look at that. Look at all that green serpentine running through there. That is super nice. I might have to take that one home. Got our first bit of serpentine. That is super cool. Look at the green in that. Awesome. Look at these bits. I've just found, I think I'm going to call this stuff Plume Quartz. Let me get it in the sun. Look at that. So plumy and mossy. That is going to be an absolute treat to cut and polish. Look at that. What a nice bit that one is. And I've got another one too. Let me go chuck this in the bucket. Look at that. Plumy beauty. So nice. Some Plume Quartz. I finally found one of those weird formation looking rocks. It's very cool looking. Look at that. Grainy. It's got some of the druzy crystal in there. That's, oh yeah, you can see that worn druzy on there. That is a nice bit. That's pretty cool. Oh, it looks like I've cut myself. Oh well, I'll be fine. But yeah, that is a cool. Let's get this one a wash. This looks to be a good bit of serpentine. Look at that beautiful green in there. Very nice serpentine veins running through that. That is pretty cool. We'll take him for sure. Look at this. Look at the crystals on that. Can you see that? And somehow they're not very water worn at all. Look at that. Oh, it's focusing now. Look at the crystals on that. I don't get how they're not water worn. That is sick. Look at those crystals on there. That is a very nice little chunk, and he'll go in the collection too. Have a look at this. That is looking cool with all those druzy crystals on that. Look at that piece. So awesome. Got that orangey color down in there. The druzy crystals run through and around that. That's a cool piece. I'm going to go give that a wash now. Let's take a look at this bit washed up. Oh yeah, look at that. That is very pretty. Look at the patterns down in the bottom there. That beautiful druzies all through it. That is a really nice bit. Definitely a keeper for sure. Look at that. It's beautiful with those druzy pockets in there and that patterning. I wonder what that little thing is down there. But that is a nice bit, and he'll definitely be a keeper. Very cool. I'm pretty sure down here I've got some type of fossil. Look at that. It's got those dots in it. That is cool. I'm pretty sure that is some sort of fossil. If anyone knows what kind of fossil or what exactly that is, leave a comment below. That is pretty cool. Might have to go give that a wash up and see if I can get a better look at it. But yeah, that's... Look at this nice little bit I've just found. Got some oranges and then these beautiful like little triangle patterns inside the stone. That's cool. That almost looks agate on the edge of that. The orange parts too. That is a very cool little piece. I'll have to keep that one for sure. Look at that. It's way too big to bring home. It's a dang boulder, but look at all the druzy crystal pockets through there. In there. They're a bit water worn, but oh my gosh. Jeez.
Yeah. Next time you'll bring the stick of dynamite?
Maybe. That's cool. Nice chunk of serpentine on the end of this bit of host here. Look at that. That is a pretty cool one. I like that bit quite a lot. Very cool. Look at this bit hiding down here. Oh, look at that. Where's the sun? Bring it out this way.
Where's the water?
Oh, that is nice. Oh, it's interesting on the other side. Chuck it in the water. Look at that.
Is that another fossil?
That is really cool. I think it might be. That's so cool. Here's the other side. And the outside. Super cool.
Good find.
She has found this awesome one. Look at that. Such a cool bit with those pattern grainy things in it. I don't know what to call that. But that is super cool chunk right there. Loving. Okay, that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. We found some really cool stuff. We found some serpentine, some plume quartz, all sorts of different stuff. Maybe even a few fossils. So yeah, it's a really good day out, and I'll show you guys the collection next. And then yeah, we'll wrap it up. Okay, so this is our collection for today's video out in the river. Let's take a closer look at what we got. Now these ones at the back are sadly too big to fit in this little bucket that I've got to give them a clean, so I'll just try and show you them the best I can. We got this cool one with beautiful little druzy crystals all over it. Stunning chunky bit right there. Then we've got this big hunk of rock, and it's got serpentine veins running all through it, so let me just get my toothbrush wet. This is an old toothbrush. I don't use this to brush my teeth, of course. But you can see in there those beautiful green serpentine veins running through it. It goes over on the other side as well, as you can see, those serpentine veins. So that is a cool bit right there. Then we got this big cool bit of that weird formation kind of rock. Don't know the name of it still to this day, but it's very cool. Then we had this bit of what I'm pretty sure is some sort of bit of fossil coral. I don't know what type of fossil coral. If you guys know, leave a comment below. I would love to know exactly what this is, but it is a very cool bit. Then we've got this bit. I'm going to call this stuff moss quartz, because when you cut this stuff open, it is absolutely amazing, and it looks like moss agate, which is super, super cool. So yeah, that's a bit of moss quartz. Then we'll go into the middle here. Another bit of what I'm going to call moss quartz. Just look at that detail in there. Isn't that just amazing? That's going to be another treat to cut open. Then we'll go down here. We got this beautiful druzy crystal one. Look at those druzy crystals on there. Amazing pattern on the side. More druzy crystals. Oh, just get a load of that. That is beautiful. We got another bit of moss quartz here. Look at that. Gonna be another treat to cut open. Then we got this one here. Another bit of moss quartz with iron staining by the looks of it. It's a nice bit. Then we'll go over here to these bits. We got this big one. Another one of those weird formation rocks, as you can see. Look at that cool pattern in there. Very cool looking bit, very funky and unique. And we got this one. Some iron stained moss quartz. Look at that. I think that might even be rose quartz. That is going to be so cool to cut open. Down here, I'm pretty sure this is, yes it is, another bit of what looks to be some moss quartz. At least that's what I'm going to call it. Then we got this bit right here, serpentine and host. Look at that beautiful green serpentine in there. Beautiful bit. Then we'll move down to here. We got this one, another bit of moss quartz. And we got this one here. Look at that. It's got some of that mica on the outside of that. Cool bit of quartz. Another one of those cool, weird formation rocks. Look at that. That weird formation on there. Very cool. And we got this one with the crystals, little druzy crystal veins running all through that. Very cool bit. And look at that, the druzy down the bottom. Very nice. Then we got a bit of this beautiful orange quartz. And we got another one of those like weird formation rocks, except it's only on the outside of this rock. It's like a sandwich almost. But yeah, that one's cool. Down to here we got this one. Look at that. It's got cool patterns in there, and it's got some of that mossy goodness. Another bit of moss, like ironstone quartz or moss rose quartz. Then we got this one here with what looks to be some druzies and stuff. Pretty cool. Another weird formation rock down here. Look at that. Very cool, very funky with a little bit of druzies there. Then here we have got another bit of serpentine and host. Look at all that serpentine in there. Very cool. Then we've got some Plume Quartz. Look at that. Very plumy, very beautiful. Some more cool quartz with a little bit of that moss in there. Another bit. Oh, this one looks plumy or mossy. I can't really tell, but that's really cool. Mossy plumy quartz. Then we got this cool looking fossil. I'm not too sure exactly what kind of fossil this is, but it's very cool. Then we have this bit of serpentine and host again. Very cool. This one as well. The outside of this looked a bit like an agate, but yeah, it's more of that cool, mossy, plumy kind of quartz. Another one here with that moss in it, the moss quartz. Then finally, we got this cool one here. Almost looks like there's like carnelian on the outside, and look at those triangle little patterns in there. Super cool. That was our final find. And yeah, that's the whole collection. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!